Okay, what I'm going to do is run a PowerPoint real quick over what recycling event about recycling and refurbishing. This is a tech suit. They usually have a lot of presentations, and this is one of them that they let us use. But these are the two major refurbishers in the country, Bruce and Pat. They're on our web forum. We're in Google Refurbishing, and any questions you want to ask, usually you can ask one of them and they'll help you out. They recycle, refurbish, reuse computers. They've done this for a long time. This is why start a reuse program, how to get started, funding. We've done a lot of that ourselves, figuring out what we're doing with our computers and reusing them and so forth. You got to remove data, how to get and receive donations, offer tech support, which we don't have too much of a tech support. We say it either works or bring it in and we'll give you another one that doesn't work. Are we looking to support a specific program, schools, low income? Ours is mainly low income with disabilities. We do help a specific program. We've helped the YMCA. We've given them like 4 or 5 computers recently with Windows 7. And we have helped the YES program in the past. I haven't gotten any more requests from them lately. I don't know what they're doing about this XP transfer.
They wanted laptops too the last time.
Yeah, they probably do. Everybody wants laptops. We can't do laptops. There's just not a good supply of laptops. Cost effective. I can probably get the laptops at there's a couple places I can buy them, but you're talking maybe $80 or so for a laptop without an operating system. And then you put a Windows 7 operating system, there's $150. That's what we have in it probably. Maybe 150, and to get 200 out of a laptop, you can go to Walmart or whatever and pay $3. The one we just bought for the Treasurer had Windows 8 on it, and I think, what did we pay, $4 or $5?
That was $300. Was it
$399? Yeah, $400, and that will run circles around any refurbished laptop. So we just can't get into laptops. The batteries go bad, the power adapter, a lot of times people will leave the power adapter in their computer, and then I've even done it to my wife's computer where I've knocked it off the couch and that power adapter got loose and busted off the motherboard and so forth. So laptops are not real easy to reuse, and to put Windows 7 on a laptop that used to run XP, you're going to have to upgrade the RAM, and it's just not cost effective. So what's our mission? Job training programs. We've got our space. Thank goodness. We love our space. Refurbish Macs or PCs or both. We've done a few Macs. we mainly go with maybe a Linux on a Mac, or I've done a few. I've got a couple Macs that I went ahead and bought the operating system through Apple, and I have a couple of them up and running. But I did. There was a donation to the Kairos Academy of Macs from Denison University, and they was wondering, if I could fix them up for them. And I went up there, and what their Macs are, it's actually an Intel processor that will run it will run Microsoft, and it will run Apple, and it will run Linux. So I said, well, I'll just go ahead and put Linux on it, Ubuntu, and they're just mainly going onto the web to do their school work and so forth, and they've got a, open office or whatever, so they didn't need anything else. It's wireless and everything, so we just hooked it into their router, and all they have is just one power plug. And the nice thing about those Apples is USB comes off, goes into the keyboard, and then the keyboard has a USB for the mouse, and all they have is just a power cord to them. There's not a lot of wires or anything else, so that made it really nice for them. Those are really nice computers. I wish we could get more of those. But like I said, I could put. I can't put a refurbished license on it because it never had Microsoft, so I could not put a Microsoft license on it, and I'll talk about that here after a bit. Training, tech support, transportation and shipping. We've got a good place to ship ours to. We've got good communication with our contour forming. We love them. They'll help us out, let us use their south end of their plant. We use a forklift from Hall of Fame, which I haven't asked for yet, but I need to do that. And all we have to do is package them up and put them back into Contour's storage area, and then the week after that, Tech Use from Columbus will come over, and then they'll load their truck up, and we're done with it. And then they'll send us a check for our scrap. But anything we can get out of these computers, memory, hard drives, anything like that that we can reuse, we'll do that. I really like to get all hard drives out when they come in, and then take care of them for the next recycling event. Like right now, we have a bunch of them back here we're going to get rid of at this next recycling event that we got from the last one. How will the program be funded? Well, we don't have a whole lot of expenses, which is good. But we could go after grants, which if we were supplying a lot more computers and so forth, we probably would. Bruce gets 60% from grants, 40% from nonprofits and schools and so forth. Pat, she asked for 90 to 135 for full systems with 1 year warranty. This was back when XP was being put out, so I'm sure those prices have gone up a little bit. Regulations, we need to know our regulations, know where our waste is going. I'm hoping, and I'm praying that it's going to the right place. I've checked out some other ones, and I've been to our refurbisher or recycler, and it looks like he does like what they're doing here. He separates the materials, and nothing goes to the landfill. Everything goes to be recycled. Don't accept donations unless you know how you will get rid of the parts. This year, we will not play with any monitors, any CRTs. We will take them, I'll put them in my truck, and I'll take them out to Goodwill, the CRT monitors. The last time we well, I can show you real quick. Last time we did the recycling event. This was the items that we sent over to Tech Used, and here's the poundage of CRT monitors, and as you can see, we could have gotten 1419, but they took 378 off for the CRTs, and we only got a check for $1,158. So, you know, we lost almost $375 there because of the CRT. So if we can let Goodwill take care of them, then that's what we'll do. Or if I have to go back and go through the slides again. Yeah, a lot of people want to know where their hard drives are going and so forth. That's a big situation. We have to make sure we wipe them, and I want to wipe them. I want to bring them back and take time and wipe them and so forth, make sure they're gone. If they're anything, I'd say 40 gigs or less. I don't know what we did last time.
It was 20 gig.
Was it 20 gigs and less? I'd say almost anything under 40 gigs, because we even have 80 gigs back here, but anything under 80 gigs we could probably get rid of and destroy. We can just go ahead and hammer them and destroy them that way, and then anything over 80 gigs we can try and reuse. If they are SATA, 60 gigs SATA or something like that, you might want to save those, because that's the newer operating system. So it depends on what the hard drive is, and we'll try and reuse them if the people let you keep the hard drive. You know, we've had people say, take that hard drive out, I want to take it home and destroy it myself or put it up on a shelf or something. Of course, we could use more volunteers. Sometimes they can opportunity to earn a free computer. We've done that with different clientele out there. We've had some people that needed a computer and was willing to work for it, and they put in, 10 hours or so, and we gave them a computer. That's not long.
No.
Okay, secure facility, all hard drives must be completely wiped. Too small or wiped completely, must be physically destroyed. Of course, they have partners. I mean, they have like the IRS, they have NASA. I mean, they have all kinds of different big partners that send their computers to them, and a lot of theirs is off of a lease sometimes, and the people get a new computer when they run, when their lease runs out off an old computer, so they have to get rid of their computers, and that's where they get theirs. And this is a savings to reuse and versus recycling. Replacement cost for 100 computers recycled compared to 100 computers reused, and that's what it costs. It costs 100 for 100 computers recycled. It costs $2,708, and if you can reuse them, or you save that much. If you can reuse them, it's $66,000, right? And that was back in whenever they did the
2008, it says.
2008. So it's probably gone up quite a bit there. They're figuring on everything: air emissions, water emissions, and all that kind of stuff. Software donations, XP, Office, were MAR Group. Microsoft Authorized Refurbisher is what this was when they put this PowerPoint together. They separated from a MAR group, and we're a MRR group, where a MAR group does 500 computers a month, and they get a lot more benefits, and a lot. They can sell them to anybody and so forth. We're a registered refurbisher, and we're on a low scale, so, but we still get the licenses pretty cheap. If it's a person that's needy and they fill out a paper, showing their income and so forth, the operating system that we put on it only costs us $6 for the Windows 7 operating system. If they want a commercial license, that license, it's called citizenship license, and that license is under our umbrella, where that license has to stay with them until they get rid of the computer. And if they get rid of the computer, we have to wipe it or whatever. It has to come back to us. We have to know where that license is at all times. That's why we have them fill out paperwork, and hopefully they don't get a bunch of computers from us and sell them on eBay and so forth. But that's with the citizenship license. Now we can go with a commercial license, and it costs us just less than $50 per license for a citizenship license for Windows 7 Professional. And that goes with the computer, and the owner, they actually get a CD to reinstall it if they want to, or whatever, on that computer. The problem is we have to put it on that computer, and we have to match it up with the other COA sticker that they have. I'll show you COA stickers here in a minute. Then of course all of them use open source programs, Linux. There's a lot of back and forth on the web board, the Google group web board for recycling. There's a lot of people using different Linux software and so forth, and they have some that's really good to work with old computers. So then of course we have to figure out if we support our equipment. Like I said, we don't support it that much. If they can bring it back in, we can try and reconfigure it and rework it, and I guess we support it maybe more than some places. And we can always give them another computer if that one doesn't work. And then we got to track what information, what we should be collecting, you know, email addresses, their name, number, house number, what kind of computer we gave them, license numbers, and so forth. And then how to promote your program. Well, we can't even promote our groups, so how can we promote our program? So, yeah, we need to do more. Problem is, we're just a small group, not, we couldn't support, you know, more than 10, 20, 30 computers a year maybe. And then we can go to these different resource pages that, you know, they have classroomsforcomputers.org, that's Pat's, and then Bruce's is otxwest.org. Okay. That's it for PowerPoint real quick. And like I said, I want to show you the COA sticker. That's what's on your computer now. And this one is a XP Professional. What we use is that number, that 000-45159. We use that number on Microsoft's website, and then we have another sticker which comes with Windows 7, whether it's citizenship or commercial. We have to match them up. They both have to be on that computer to be a refurbished computer. So we can't just give someone a license or give someone a CD or whatever. We actually have to get into their website. Ken and I can both do it now, and we can register them through there. Now, once we have their license and computer and so forth, if they want to go home and do the install, they can, you know. And they have the, it'll print out a 8 by 11 form that has to stay with the computer too. And actually, here's one. This has to stay with the computer. And it actually has the new sticker number on it that you have to use to register the new Windows 7 on the computer. So that's pretty much it on recycling and refurbishing. I can show you some of
Jim, one question on the COA.
On the
somebody, what? The sticker.
Yeah.
If somebody builds their computer, then we have to make sure that they know that they've got to get that sticker off the CD case and put it on the computer, because the case won't have one of those if you build your own.
Right.
But the Windows disk has it, and a lot of people don't. I messed up many years ago because when we got new computers at school, we'd get the computer and then we would get a whole big bag of discs and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, this is silly. Why am I keeping 20, 40 copies of the same thing? I keep one and paper recycle the others. And then afterwards realized, you know, we never had stickers on our computers because nobody said, oh, you got a sticker.
If you're lucky, you never got audited. Yeah. Yeah, you're lucky, because they can't come through and audit your IT department, and if you're not compliant, if you can't show your stickers and where you get your software and so forth from, you could get in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
You have to buy them all over again, so what happens?
And I just switched to Linux.
When they charge you for each one?
You
recharge, I mean.
Yeah. And this is what we are, a registered refurbisher. And this is where we have our recycling event. Contour forming. There's a group of us, of them. I just want to take a picture. We did borrow a Remax truck this is 2007 when we did this one, I think. And there's we still have those canopies we're using. And we just have people come in, we use Gaylord boxes on some stuff. Right now we're doing more wrapping of items than putting it in Gaylord boxes. And the forklift we're using.
Where is this again, Jim?
On Oakwood Avenue at Contour Forming, south side of the Heisey factory, across the street from Hall of Fame. Licking Valley Schools.
I wonder who found that.
Yeah. And that's inside Contour Forming. And there's boxes, and we used to get 40 some Gaylord boxes packing through there. All the stuff. I doubt if we'll be out there in shorts this year.
And probably too, by the weather back.
I know.
Oh, think positive.
Probably warmer inside the building than it will be.
11 and 12.
Okay, that's pretty much it for that. Now we're going to talk about what do you do with your XP now? And right now, there's a lot of articles out there, and this is one of them, going to Windows. XP support is ending. We're here to help. Of course, Microsoft is, because they want money. You can read, you can learn, you can go here and learn more, click on that, understand your options and so forth, explore new PCs and offerings, and you can move your files and photos and music for free, but the problem is you will not be able to move your installed applications like Office, Quicken, and a lot of that stuff for free. Now, you know, you can migrate it and everything, and Windows 7 actually has migrator software in it too. This is from LapLink, is letting you do that with Microsoft. They've worked with LapLink to do that. But if you go over here to LapLink, you can get PC Mover. And what this does, if you buy a new computer and you want all your stuff moved over to the new computer from your old computer, you can buy this PC Mover. Like it says, it's $60, but it will transfer most of your settings, all of your programs. This is, I don't know what programs will not move. They will give you a list of programs and so forth that will not move. You might want to investigate all that and so forth. And this is going from your old computer to your new computer. They have other software that's called Windows 7 Upgrade Assistant. We bought 10 copies of this. I've used 2 so far. And what this is you take your computer and you put this upgrade on it, and you tell it to move everything into a moving van, is what it's called. It'll take everything, all your stuff, and put it into a moving van. What I did was first of all, I cloned my hard drive. So in case something happened, I've got my hard drive, okay? So I worked with the new hard drive, which was bigger too. And I moved everything, and you can check and tell what you want to move to the moving van. But you can move everything to a moving van. Then you install Windows 7. You have to install it a certain way because it saves the old Windows on your hard drive. No matter what, you can get to your old Windows anyway, but you can't open your programs and stuff. So your stuff is still on your hard drive, even if you didn't use this lap link and didn't do anything like that. Your stuff is still on your hard drive. Once you have Windows 7 installed up and running, then you reinstall this lap link transfer, and then you tell it that you want to go to your moving van and move all your stuff back to this operating system. And it doesn't take real long, but it installs everything into your new operating system. Now this machine here had XP on it, and it was one of our refurbished computers. It's got a refurbished sticker on it, I think. Well, it might be, I don't know where we got XP on. I guess that the XP was this one. Okay, and then I put that sticker on when I upgraded to Windows 7. This has Windows 7 on it now. What I did, it was in the back room. It was one of our machines that we use to get our drivers and so forth off the internet and everything. But what I did was I used this as one of the test models, and I installed Windows PC Mover, and this is how it goes. You can check for updates or whatever. But you go. Of course, it probably won't work because but it's not too hard. You can undo it too. Undo or transfer. Okay, and then what you do is before the upgrade, this is where you're going to move everything to your moving van. You can ask it to, well, you have to put a serial number in, which I don't have right now. I've got the list of them. And then it will move it to a moving van. And then on this, then once you do that, this is after the upgrade. After you've installed Windows 7, you go after the upgrade, click Next, ready to proceed, and I'm doing it.
Can you stop it or?
Yeah, I can probably stop it. It's just scanning it.
Oh, I see.
But and then, like I said, we had all these programs on here before on XP, like this CD XP burner. Let's see if that works. I haven't tried that. Mozilla works. Yeah, this is coming up and working. Looks good. And the only thing, let's see, I had my malware bytes. There's two things that I didn't get that I had problems with. One of them was the security, was the antivirus. I had Microsoft Security Essentials on here. It transferred over and it would update the drivers and so forth, and it would scan, but it wouldn't run. It wouldn't start in the background. I don't know if there's some kind of setting on it or something that you had to change or whatever. The easiest thing I did was just uninstall it and reinstall it. So since it's free and everything, there's no problem with that antivirus. So it's been running okay. And the other thing I had problems with was I had dual monitors on my office computer, which I did because I have a lot more programs on that computer, and I really wanted to make sure you know, how to transfer them and everything. And I tried almost every video card we had back here, and it would not give me dual monitors. It would not recognize the second video card. So if I want dual monitors on that computer, I'm going to have to probably either buy a new video card, or what I have on another computer is an external video card that runs through a USB port, which is no big deal. And once I do that, I mean, you have two monitors or as many monitors as you want.
Or possibly maybe the driver update would solve that problem.
A driver, they don't recognize those. Well, it don't recognize, even this is not recognized. It just recognizes where do I need to go? Hardware.
Device manager or
Yeah.
hardware and so.
Right here. And device manager, and if you see display adapters, you look at that, it's just a standard VGA graphics adapter. So it's not your radon, it's not your, you know, it's,
Well, that might be a kind of a generic driver that I would still think you might be able to update that driver.
if the video cards wrote the drivers for Windows 7,
Yeah.
they won't do that.
Jim?
They want you to buy new video cards.
No, that's not always true.
And that is a problem with some of your printers too. They won't write the drivers for Windows 7 for printers, so you might have to buy a new printer.
Well, that may be true if it's an older model printer.
Right.
If it's fairly recent, they're surely going to issue a release.
Well, none of these cards are recent. Yeah, the cards we're using. Yes.
Could you try Slimware Utilities?
I don't know.
You try Slimware, it goes out and finds drivers for,
Windows 7 usually does it too.
I know, this will actually, I did it for my printer.
Yeah.
I couldn't find out where the drivers were, and Microsoft wasn't going to let me know, and I said, well, I'm paid for it.
Oh, we might have to do
So I
that.
used that Slimware Utilities.
Yeah.
And I hit, look for drivers, and automatically look for drivers. I even got my camcorder on top. It picked up new drivers for it, right up to date and everything.
Yeah.
So you can try that.
We can try that. I mean, this is still a work in progress. Yes, John?
But the bottom line question, before we even worry about this, is you have to find out whether your computer can upgrade past the stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So,
And what was Bob?
Bill.
Bill? Bill said that he did his. You can go to Microsoft and have them run a scan on your computer to see if you're Windows 7 compliant, and see if your processor, hard drive, and memory.
It gives you a report.
It gives you a report.
Like, on your computer and memory and that kind of stuff. And it also checks the applications you have on there and tell you whether or not they will They are compatible with 7.
This is what's called the Windows 7 Upgrade Advisor.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can run that on your computer and see if it's even feasible to upgrade. I would suggest at least 2 gigabytes of memory, and it'd be nice to have about 250 gigabytes of your hard drive. If you have a small hard drive, you can always get a 250 gigabyte hard drive and then clone it, and that's what I did with my one at the office. I cloned it, and then I had a 250 gigabyte hard drive, and then I was able to play with it without any problems. And but that's this is what happened to this one, is I put 2 gigs of memory in it. It only had 1 gig running Windows 7 or Windows XP, so I wanted to have at least 2 gigs on it. The guys were in there playing with it yesterday, and they said it's still slow. So, you know, your processor, if you have an old processor, you know, you might be putting money into it, you know, trying to upgrade it. You might try the transfer instead. You might get a better computer and then transfer everything over. So there's a couple options there. So
Jim, when you're running the first phase of that transfer or move program, if you would happen to run out of drive space, there's not enough drive space to create that
moving van?
Yeah.
Actually, I put that moving van on a thumb drive. Okay, because I was worried about putting it onto that was my first transfer. I did it and moved it onto the thumb drive. The second time I did it, I didn't put it on the thumb drive. I put it on the hard drive, and it found it and so forth.
How big a thumb drive were you using?
I think it might have been this one. This one's a 15 gigabyte.
That might be a compressed file.
Well, yeah. Actually, it's the one in here on my desk that
I was just thinking, so, you know, to do it to an external, you need to have an idea of how much you need.
It doesn't take much. The moving van is only telling the operating system what files. The old Windows is actually, let me go here to computer, and your C drive. See this Windows old? Well, wait a minute.
So actually, that program, all it's doing is taking the data out of the old window folder and putting it in the stuff for you. So we could do all that ourselves, which would take a little bit more time probably.
You can't do it from here. You have to have the physical install disk or download your physical programs. You could, like here, all these.
No, we're talking about data files. That's all.
Data, yeah, I'm talking about program files.
Right, but that's not what you did on this one.
Yeah.
You did the $59 one?
No,
And 29.
I updated.
Right.
I
So
went
if
from
I
XP.
update, I'll have access to that old .Windows.
Yes, you will.
So I could get all of my files.
You can get all your data. You can get it for free from Windows.
Right.
Laplink.
So the program you did changed.
It installed the programs that was already on the computer,
But doesn't-
that we don't might not have serial numbers for.
But I mean,
let's say
doesn't
we
it
have
upgrade?
let's say we have Office 2007, and you don't have the disk, and you don't have the serial number, but you want to have Windows or Office 2007 on your new computer. Well, without that, you will have to go out and buy Office 2007.
So the upgrade program to go from XP to 7 doesn't transfer all of your
It
programs?
transfers this one does.
But I mean, if I go out in the old days and I had an XP machine and I bought the Windows 7 upgrade and threw it in there and it upgraded XP to 7, I lose programs?
Yes. Yes.
Then it's not really upgrading.
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
that's the same as true with any of their
Any
operating
operating
any upgrade. That was true for Windows 98 on, you know.
Yeah, you had to have your... They say if you actually want to do it yourself and do it at home, before you upgrade, you need all your programs and all your disk and all your serial numbers and everything together. If you're going to reinstall the new operating system, you had to have all that.
See,
But with this, you don't.
Yeah, well, see, I thought with here, but then we don't use any paid programs.
Right.
We upgraded from Vista, or from Vista to 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was trying to remember how long.
But all
upgrade.
your stuff is still on here. Like if you went to...
So you're saying that when you installed the Office on XP, XP doesn't have all that information to transfer it up to 7.
Nope.
So it's not really a total upgrade program back then.
Nope. You're installing a new program.
You're just installing the operating system and a few programs go along with it. So Microsoft really was not telling you right that it wasn't upgrading your computer, it was upgrading your operating system, which doesn't necessarily upgrade your software.
Well, what they even say, from way back, as far as I can remember, they tell you it will, if you do an upgrade, it tells you it will save and transfer your files.
Yes.
Like pictures and stuff like that.
Right.
But not programs. When programs are installed in the system, there's stuff splattered all over the place in the registry and all that stuff.
Right.
So you could do it manually, but it would take forever. If you knew exactly where to go. But this thing does that for you.
Or the advantage is you just go open source and you don't have to worry about it.
And reinstall, you have to have a list of all the stuff that you have on there.
No, there's a way to do it without, but...
Yeah, if you don't use it.
Okay.
Well, I checked at Best Buy on having that done. And the comment that they made to me is, once they install Windows 7 and you turn it on for the first time, it's just like having a brand new computer turn on for the first time, which means you don't have any applications.
Right.
Right.
So they're not
That's true.
a true
But
upgrade.
it will be all your stuff. I mean, depending on how they install Windows 7. There is 2 ways of installing. You can wipe the whole hard drive, which is
Clean install.
Yeah, clean install. And this is a custom install. This is how you have to do it to get LapLink to work, is you have to do the custom install. And it creates the Windows old file on your hard drive.
Okay.
So everything's still on your hard drive. All your stuff, actually when you boot up, it asks you if you want to boot into the new operating system, Windows 7, or the old operating system. I have not tried that to see if it will boot into Windows XP. I doubt if it will. But there is a menu there to say new and old.
Well, if they did a clone, from XP onto your new hard drive, it should be bootable.
Well, I doubt it because it's just an old. We can try it, but
Why would they have it on there if it wasn't going to work?
I think the purpose of, I could be wrong, but I think the purpose of that Windows.old program is that you could restore your system to the older version, to your older operating system if something
If
goes
something
wrong.
goes
in this.
wrong.
Yeah. And,
Oh, okay.
okay.
See that?
And also, just another comment on that creation of the old Windows.org that saves all the old stuff, that after you've run your new operating system for maybe a few months and you know that everything's running smoothly, you might want to just delete that because it's taking up a lot of drive space.
Yeah.
And also, you use that night a lot.
Yeah.
You can go to night and download a lot of that stuff that you have.
Okay, grab it, Jim. You got
Okay.
20 seconds.
I'm gonna try it. I don't know what it's gonna do.
It's gonna boot it. Boom! They either do it or it won't.
It'll either do it or it won't. That's right.
If it doesn't, you just go back to that.
So,
But night, you can get
that's all the free software, but
Right.
what I'm talking about is
Aid ones, yeah.
mainly like Office, Quicken, your tax,
pay for it.
yeah.
Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah.
They won't do that, no.
No,
But this one will, but the,
Store buy.
it's supposed to.
yeah. Providing that the version you have is compatible with 7. Because there are some programs that work with XP but don't work with 7. And that's why some people want to run virtual XP so they can still use old programs that don't run with
Yeah.
7.
That's what that was what Bill was saying just now, in checking what 7 would take.
Yeah.
But, John,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna show my ignorance here,
Yeah.
but isn't there a chance that some of those programs, would 7 run those programs in?
Compatibility mode.
Compatibility mode?
Yep. And it will. Because that's one of the things that said, if you're having problems, go ahead and try and get it to compatibility mode or whatever. Yeah. Which makes it look like XP. So I don't know. Everybody head confused and
No, we're not doing much here.
no, we're not getting into the old one, are we?
You see, is there a drive flickering or is it? I can't tell which lights.
No, nothing's happening.
Plus, they won't let you do it. Shut her down.
Oh, XP, extra patience.
Yeah.
Shut her down, reboot.
How many people have XP?
Virtually,
I have it on an older machine. You know.
Okay. Not too many.
I saw the doctor's office still had it the other day.
Oh, I know. Where was I at? I was up at City Hall. They had
The screen.
XP on in the engineers department. City Hall.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on?
Well, we're done.
Unless Jim knows differently than I know, preview next month. April is spring. Topic for next month will be spring cleaning, top to bottom, inside out. So that's the word, spring. Now, if I told you everything down there. Spring cleaning, computers, inside out, top to bottom.